As a professional designer, for me, monitor is one of the most important tools, especially if it's color accurate and has some really great performance. So here in front of us we have a BenQ PD3420Q. This is ultra-wide QHD monitor with a resolution of 3440 by 1440. That means that the aspect ratio is 20 wide by 9. That gives that really cool widescreen with a big real estate to work with. This monitor is made for professional video editors, content creators, photographers, and much more. I personally love to use it for video editing because it gives such a wide screen real estate for timeline and other tools. And also what I really love to use it is for 3D modeling. When I'm using Blender with this monitor, I have really huge amount of space to put all my tools, to split the screens, to do different setups, and to really easily do my 3D modeling without having a second display. The monitor is shipped with all the necessary cables. I already have a few of them plugged in, and also it comes with a secret message, and it says something really cool. When you decode this, all these graphs and everything, when you decode this, it practically says that the monitor is factory calibrated, so you don't need to worry about calibration straight from the box. It's already there, the colors are perfectly accurate, and obviously after a few months, every single monitor out there needs to be recalibrated, so it's really cool to use some Spider or X-Rite calibrator to calibrate this monitor additionally for every 3 or 6 months. Now that I mentioned the color accuracy, let me say that this monitor supports 100% of sRGB and Rec. 709 color gamut, and also 98% of DCI P3 color gamut. Also, this monitor is VESA HDR 400 certified with brightness of 400 nits, so that means that is HDR10 compatible. Another cool thing that is shipped with this monitor is a hotkey pack that you can basically use it as a remote control, so you can use this scroller at the top and all the buttons there to scroll through all the settings inside the monitor without reaching for the back of the monitor to press the button and the joystick to scroll through the settings. There are a lot of really cool settings supported by this monitor, and just a few of them are darkroom mode, Handbook mode, animation mode, low blue light mode, and much more. So one of my favorite is low blue light mode, because you can just switch it to that when you're reading some content, especially in a low light environment, because blue light is harmful for your eyes, and when you put in low blue light mode, you're much more comfortable to read something, especially from white backgrounds. Also, Handbook mode is something that I'm using pretty frequently, and it's meant for Apple computers. So if you're like me and using, for example, MacBook Pro, and you want to have exactly the same colors on your MacBook screen and on PD3420Q, you just need to set your monitor to Handbook mode and you will match the colors. The hotkey pack is here amazing asset, because you can predefine the buttons on hotkey pack and quickly with press of a button switch between sRGB and Handbook mode or any other different settings. I'm using the third one for low blue light mode. Now that I mentioned the MacBook Pro, this monitor has several different ports, and one of the ports that I'm using frequently is USB Type-C with my MacBook Pro, because first it will transfer the image from my MacBook to the PD3420Q, and also in the same time it will charge my MacBook Pro, and it has a power charging up to 65 watts. Also, you can use two HDMI 2.0 ports or one DisplayPort 1.4 to connect this monitor with other computers, and also you can connect multiple computers with the same monitor and use hotkey pack as key VM switch to easily switch between the displays. Also, it has a split screen view, so you can watch two systems in the same time, or picture-in-picture mode that can do the same. Also, when you connect this monitor with USB Type-C port with your computer, you can use additional peripherals like 3 USB Type-A ports, USB Type-C ports, and headphone jack. Also, another combination is to use USB Type-B port with DisplayPort or HDMI port, and then use the same peripherals as I mentioned before. And that means that you can easily use one keyboard and one mouse with basically two systems like Windows and Mac in the same time, without having to switch the keyboards and mouse using that KVM switch that I mentioned before. The build quality of this monitor is really amazing. It's made of high quality plastic and metal. The stand and the base are made of brushed metal. It's pretty robust, so you don't need to worry about the monitor will fall from the table. The monitor can be tilted left and right, up and down, and the viewing angles are amazing. It has IPS panel and the viewing angles are 178 degrees. Another cool feature of this monitor is exactly that aspect ratio of 21:9, that widescreen, because you can really enjoy in widescreen movies. It will fill the full screen real estate, and you will have the impression that you are watching like on a big screen in cinema, etc. You will not have that black bars on the sides or top at the bottom. And I really love to watch Netflix movies and other movies on this screen too. My final thoughts about this monitor is that I really love it. I'm using it for several months right now, and especially for me it is really useful in video editing and 3D modeling because of that screen real estate that I get. And also in the fun part, it is really cool to watch movies in that wide screen 21:9 aspect ratio. Otherwise than that, are there some negatives? Yes, they are, like in any product. So the speakers on this guy right here, they're not good, they're decent, but if you're serious about video editing or audio editing, you need to either plug in some better speakers or to use headphones. Also, this is not a 4K monitor, so you need to have that in mind if you're just looking for especially 4K monitors. But overall, it is amazing display, flat one that I pretty much love it, because if I am editing my photos here, I don't want curved display to see some of my lines are skewed, etc. So this is much better solution. And also you can use this monitor in multiple systems with KVM switch and one keyboard, one mouse. Overall, it is highly recommended monitor by my side. If you want to check out some other specs and links where to buy it, check out the links down there in the description. Right guys, that's it. Have fun, experiment, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.